Hello everybody, it's you here. Welcome back to this channel, and in this video we are going to be doing a little tour of my terrace, and I'm so excited about it because it's finally the summertime, I would say, and it's warm and plants can grow outside too. And yes, I'm so excited about this thing. And today I'm gonna give you a little tour about all the little veggie and vegetables that I'm growing, and seedlings and flowers, because this year I'm actually starting with the vegetables part. But before starting, I'd like to say that sorry if it's a little messy, but it's normal and it would never be perfect, and I think I will always add some more plants, and I'm pretty sure that this summer we'll have a lot more growth, so I will probably give you another update at the end of the season. And yes, I think this is all, and we can start with the tour. Entering from these two doors, you can easily see the shape of this terrace. It's a pretty big space, and it goes all the way down to that section. But I'm basically growing all of my stuff in here because yes, it's super sunny, and as you can see, there's a big table in the middle. So I would say that we can start here on this corner where I'm growing like little flowers. These are flowers, and these are nasturtiums. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation of it. And other plants, like for example, these are oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of it. And yes, lots of things are growing right now because it's May and that's the perfect season. And down here there's the most exciting plant I've ever seen, because it's an aubergine and it's actually flowering right now. I don't know if you can see it, but it's growing crazy. I mean, it was really tiny when I bought it, and now it's in this big container. Then moving on, we have 4 plants of cherry tomatoes, and I am so excited about them because they are the fastest plant I've ever seen, and they're super healthy. I love them, and they actually have cherry tomatoes right now. I don't know if you can see them, but it's over here, and I'm really loving it. And between these 4 plants of cherry tomatoes, you can see some Roman lettuces, and they're so tiny compared to the cherry tomatoes, but they're growing so well too, and they're super healthy. And as you can see, I'm trying to make them grow on the wall with this trellis. And oh my god, it's getting so hot, so let me just put like the shade, I don't know what it's called, like wait a second. Okay, so that's so much better because it was so hot. And yeah, so let's continue with the tour. I have a little tip for you guys if you want to grow cherry tomatoes or other varieties of tomatoes at home, which is to tickle the flowers, because tomatoes are wind pollinated, so they need the power of the wind or insects to pollinate. You basically have to to quicken this process, you have to tickle the flowers. Really, it's insane how effective this method or strategy is. Or if you prefer, you can just simply shake the plants and the leaves of the plants, because this way the flowers will pollinate themselves. Okay, moving on this little pot we have some salad and a peach tree, which is so exciting. And then this is, oh my gosh, it's sticky. I don't know the name of this plant, but it's like super famous. And on this little greenhouse right now, it's empty because I mean it's too hot to grow things right now, but it's been super useful in the last couple of months because inside this little greenhouse I grew lots of my seedlings, and yes, it was so useful. On the center of this table, there's this beautiful sunflower, just not really healthy right now. I should probably give it some water. And then on the other side, there's sweet corn that's growing like crazy. I have started this plant 1 month ago, and these little ones are of like 10 days, and these ones are 1 month, and they're growing so well and so healthy, and I'm super proud of these guys. And then 2 other Roman lettuce, and this one is, I think, the biggest one of them all in the entire terrace, and I am so excited about this one too. While these 2 little guys are yellow peppers. I love yellow peppers, and they're growing so well too. Okay, but on the opposite side of cherry tomatoes, we have this beautiful Alejandro, I don't know the name in English, which is really growing a lot in this days. We have another container. It has, these are violets, and they're so cute. I like to add another big trellis that goes all the way up on this wall to make them grow and live more. And then we have other Roman lettuce, and this one especially is my favorite one of them all at the moment, because it's a green cucumber, and that I've started by seedling, and it's actually flowering right now, so it's really exciting. And these little things you can see are actually cucumbers, so it's so exciting. I'm loving this plant, and it's so fast. Like, it has put these 4 leaves, new 4 leaves, in like the last 1 or 2 days. It's insane. And then we have back here another Roman lettuce and 2 other oh my gosh, what's the name? Yellow peppers, okay. And yes, this is all for this container. And moving on the left, we have this beautiful lemon tree, which is blooming right now. And I am so proud of this plant, because it has grown like crazy. Like 2 or 3 years ago, at the beginning of quarantine, it was like this tall, and now it has tripled size. And up here we have a little bird house, which is not really useful because birds are afraid of this place apparently, so they don't really visit. And then on this little corner, we have this fantastic, brilliant, gorgeous flower, which is, I mean, it's a joy every day I look at it. And on this big wall we have, I mean, we're growing this plant. I'm not really sure about the name of this plant, but it's here in Italy. It's super like famous, and they grow them everywhere basically. And yes, it's taking up all the space all the way up to the roof. And moving on to this tiny section, things are getting interesting because I've recently moved this big spider plant, which is actually a pregnant spider plant because it has little babies, and it's really giving a lot of new growth every single day. And this plant, oh my gosh, it's a potato plant. It's the first year I tried to grow potato plants inside a pot, but it's like, I don't know, it's super fast, and it's super, I mean, it looks super healthy. And when the plant is completely grown, I'll probably have to wait until the leaves get dry, and then I'll finally be able to see if potatoes are grown. And down here on the floor, we have little flowers, and they're so cute. Yes, I don't know the name of this one neither, so but it's again pretty famous here in Italy. And moving on to this other container, Oh my god, lots of things are happening over here because I wanted it to be super free. I didn't want to cut off the weeds, and so I have also planted some other flowers and blooming plants, but yes, I don't know the names of these plants because I simply didn't plant them. And up here, moving on, there's beautiful roses, and we have two different varieties of these because this one on the right is a little bit darker and tinier, like the flower, while this one is so much bigger and so beautiful. And then there's my favorite part of it all because it's really relaxing to come here and read something or drink something, and it's really, yeah, relaxing. So 2 chairs here and a little flower thing on the middle. And yes, lots of things are happening here too because yes, there's another like blooming plant. I don't know the name, sorry. And it's stunningly beautiful. I mean, I love it. And on the other side, there's my first zucchini plant that I'm growing ever, and it's really giving a lot. I mean, there are new leaves every week, and yes, I'd like to harvest something from her too. And moving on the left, we have this huge and super tall plant, which is a cherry tree, and it's so healthy and fast growing. And then on this little dark corner, we have strawberries, which are growing so well. And yes, they are so tiny compared to the ones that we usually buy at the store. And we do have 2 or 3 plants of them, because one is here, the other one is in the middle, and then we have the third one in the darkest corner. And then this plant that is growing up this big trellis is blueberries, so I'm really excited about this plant too. Yes, so for this corner, I think it's oh, maybe it's not blueberries. Blueberries is another thing. And you know what? I'll put it written on the screen. And on this other side, we have this, it's called sago plant, I think. And on the in the same container, lots of things are growing because I love when nature like gets free and sets free. And these are other types of flowers, and they're so tiny and beautiful. And while this huge thing happening in the middle of the terrace, I don't know the name obviously, but yeah, it's growing a lot and it's giving me lots of joy. So I don't know yet the name, but this is pretty much it. And down here there's a really exciting thing because these little buddies are watermelon, and I love watermelon, so I am trying to grow them. Okay, so I think this is all for this section of the terrace. Oh, and we have an anthurium here, which is not doing really great, but I hate this plant. I really do. I don't know why, but it like looks awful, and I don't like you. So, I'm sorry, bro, but like, you don't deserve my love. I'm moving on this other side of the terrace. We have a chair, okay, and then this other, I think it's called Dracaena, and yes, it's not really doing much in this period. I know I shouldn't probably put it on like here in direct sunlight, but it's really big, and on the like greenhouse room I don't have space for it, so I put it here. And then down here we have two little buddies. This one is an asparagus fern, and which was gifted from a friend, and it's really loving this place because it's like growing from this pot to this pot. I mean, you can't really move it anymore. So I don't know when or if I will probably repot it. And this other plant is another gift, which is flowering right now, so it's really exciting. And it has this beautiful, it's called Tradescantia, I think. And yeah, it has this dark color, which gives a pop of color in the middle of this green area. And yes, there's a sink here, which is really useful when I have to repot something, because the room you see in the other videos is this one, and it's basically not connected to the other part of the house. So when I have to water my plant in the summertime, I use this sink, which is, yes, so much useful. And I have got this huge tree which is growing everywhere. Okay, sorry for this thing, which is probably really disturbing, but yes, it's growing everywhere, and I am loving this plant with all my heart. I really do. And there's another one here. Over here, there's like another big I'll put the name on the screen too, because I can't really translate it into English. We have in this big pot, things are growing. Like this one is a flower, and these are other two variety of nasturtium. And yes, I'm really loving this pot. And under this terracotta pot, there's an ecosystem. I mean, like there's lots of little insects and ants and plants. I don't know, it's like really effective to grow multiple plants in the same pot. And the two plants that you can see here are the two the last two. So this one is a banana plant, which is not really happy right now because it probably needs a repot and some water, but it's a strong plant. This big thing that's growing all the way from the floor to the pipeline is the passion fruit. And yes, it's really fast growing plant, so I suggest it if you want to cover an entire wall with one plant. And again, I should probably repot this one too, because it's so tiny for the amount of leaves and energy it needs. So since it's been a while, let me just give you a quick 2 weeks later update, because things are growing like crazy. This is the corn, this is the salad, another corn, roses and other plants are still growing, and the potato plants that you saw a couple of minutes ago is like doubled in size, and it's super beautiful. And then we have other roses. The aubergine has put out many fruits that we have eaten already. The zucchini plant is really loving the life. She's like exploring around. She'd like to go all the way down to that part and continue her life on the entire surface of the terrace. And then we have added some other plants like broccoli, another big type of broccoli, cabbage, and peas. And this plant is really growing. And we have finally some blackberries, and that's exciting. And then we have some more broccoli, another cabbage, another broccoli. We have two peppers. This one is a yellow pepper. While for the tomatoes, we can say that there are some red tomatoes that are ready to be harvested, and that's really exciting. And look wise, they have tripled in size too, so that's really exciting. And I've also added this like trellis to make them grow. And then I've also added this tiny melon inside a melon. And while here there's lots of nasturtium, the peach tree is really loving her life, and other tiny plants. Yeah, here we have the yellow peppers, which are loving their life too. This one is a red pepper. And then I've also added this big pot that contains another cabbage and watermelon. The watermelon that you saw before is this one. Yeah, unfortunately, the storm has hit this vase too, so it has some damages too, but that's fine. So this is all. I'm pretty happy because things are getting interesting finally, especially on this side. I love it, and yes, bye.